Alright, what's up, everyone? So today my body was not feeling it for the outside work, mostly because today's workout was a lot. Like, we attempted 4.0 at 7% incline for 8 minutes, and that was insane because we were going from 3.2. Then we beefed it up to 3.6. 3.6 felt relatively easy until we got to like that 4.0 area and we said, oh, this is a big difference. And so when it came to like learning how to adjust to the speed, it was like mentally taxing. And so for the most part, I was like, I would rather stay at the 3.7, do that for the hour, and then learn how to move up slowly so I don't cause any unnecessary like injuries or anything that could possibly cause my legs to falter right before the race starts. So it was a lot, and my body is feeling it because normally I would have at least some energy to, do my walk outside, but it's been almost 2 hours since my workout where I've just been like, okay, yeah, I need to relax. I need to eat. So I got me a bowl of chicken fried rice and just relaxing and allowing my body to unwind and not be too stressed out about just the overall process that it takes to get your body ready and the mental toll that the intense workouts cause, because I guess I didn't fully understand, especially in the beginning, like how much of a mental toll it really does take on your body when you're trying to force it to do certain workouts, especially if it's not been prepped properly. So a lot of the workouts have been scaled back a little bit just so we're not trying to overdo it in the workouts. So now we're focusing more on dynamic stretching and adding a little bit more weights into a workout, which I prefer because I'll watch people like Nick Bear or like Will Tennyson, and I noticed that a lot of them tend to work out a lot more than they do like heavy cardio. And I'm like, it seems to work for them, so I want to see if it'll work for me as well. So this week we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We're still gonna spend at least an hour in cardio, but I would rather do at least 45 minutes in the weight room and then do the hour of cardio after and see how that works. Because for the longest, I've been doing an hour in cardio first and then hit the weight room, and then my body will be like physically drained after that. And so I was like, oh, I'm starting to understand why some people will do weights first, then cardio, and then stretching. Because now that I'm doing speeds that require a different type of foot placement, because the faster you go, you have to rearrange how your foot is hitting the ground so that way you're not causing impact on your knees, especially if you're doing endurance running races. And so for the 13 miles, that would be considered an endurance race because you're doing it longer than, to my understanding, 5 miles. And so you have to rearrange your foot placement, rearrange your eating habits. So a lot of things are changing all at once. And I think that's what's getting to me the most is the amount of change that has happened within, mm, I say it's been almost 2 months of practice now. And we still have this last month, and then the race in actual April. Because I still keep saying April, and April feels so far away, but it's really not, because April is in less than a month. Because it's already February 24th. So we're still pushing through February, and we got like 4 more days left of February before we actually get there. And then another thing I'm noticing is I just went from 184 to 178. So that's like a few pounds since we've been starting this. And that only changed once I started like actually counting my calories and not just my macros, but counting the snacks in between. Cause I don't know about y'all, even though I want to lose weight, I still like eating snacks. It is so bad because like I like to eat pie, specifically apple pie. Apple pie is really good. And then um it's like a whole host of other stuff that makes me go, oh, okay, yeah, this is why it's taking longer than normal for me to lose the weight, because my brain keeps wanting to, comfort itself through the food. And it is so hard to be like, okay, no, we can't have that because that'll set us back a week of training, or even worse, it will set us back like a whole 2 weeks of training because we overate in something that we really shouldn't have even touched, to be honest. Because I don't know about y'all, but most of the food here in America, at least, it it mostly contains sugar and like high fats. So you're really having to do almost a vegetarian diet when you're in training, but you're still kind of trying to get a lot of protein in your diet. So you're eating a lot of beans, you're eating a lot of like high fiber beans, like pinto beans, black beans, the occasional baked bean. And that in itself, especially as a woman, it can leave you feeling bloated for like days on end because you're eating so many beans. So that means your water intake has to go up. That means your vegetable intake has to match it, just so your body can actually process the beans that you're eating and they're not just sitting in your system. Because I don't know about you, it feels like it's adding on weight as you're eating beans. And I don't really like beans that much, to be honest. Like the texture, I don't like. And some beans just taste really bland. Like I must just be honest, they're really bland. No matter how many seasonings I be adding, I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. And so for me, right now, I've been consuming almost 120 to like 140 grams of protein. And doing that on a consistent basis is a lot because you're constantly eating. And then I do about a intermittent fasting around 8:30 at night. That's usually when I stop eating altogether, and then I won't eat again till 8:30 the next morning. So that's about like 12 hours. And so I try to, just drink water, or I'll drink uncaffeinated tea or unsweetened tea, so that way I'm not spiking my sugar intake right before bed, because I noticed that, and it's usually 2 hours right before bed where my body's like, ooh, cereal sounds good right now, or it'll be like, ooh, we should go have some Oreos or something like that. And I was just like, oh, this is gonna stack up. And because each time you eat, you're tracking your calories, so there's no way you could say, oh, well, why is my weight not changing? And then you look at what you had throughout the week and you say, oh, I had more Oreos than I did vegetables, or oh, I had more cereal than I did like um chicken breasts, or like uh veggies. For me, I prefer spinach or kale, something that's dark and leafy. You can put it in the microwave, or you can cook it on a stove top, depending on how your kitchen is set up. So, oh, excuse me. But yeah, that's usually where my head is at. Oh, excuse me, that happened again. And that is something I'm getting used to, is my body's reaction to all this protein that I normally don't consume in like large amounts. It's a lot. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Peace.